Hey guys, how's it going? I am back. Yay. And yes, I had to do it like this now because my tripod that I use for my videos of all kinds on my phone and what I use to hold my microphone up is starting to break on me. So very soon it'll have to be replaced. I go through these tripods more than you think I do. I've had three of these things. In less than a year I've had three of them. And this one was actually a good one. Made out of metal. But even now, even this is breaking. The leg is starting to snap off, and glue and tape only hold for so long. So in about a month or so, I'm gonna have to replace it. But you're probably wondering, why this video? Why the title of this video? Why do I wear glasses? I don't really get a lot of people asking me this, so it's kind of just a weird random video that I put out. But there've been a couple of people that have asked me that question in the year that I've been almost a year and a half that I've been doing YouTube. And to me, it's quite simple. When I was 5 or 6 years old, I don't quite remember the age, but I do remember it happening. I could still picture it clearly. When I was 5 or 6, I still am a very hyperactive boy. I'm still very hyperactive at 23. And I was at my great grandma's house on my grandfather's side, and she was a smoker, by the way. She was a smoker, um, and I jumped on her lap, and it scared her. She was like 60 years old at the time. It scared her, and she dropped her cigarette, and her cigarette, of all places, landed on my eye. This one to be exact, right here. And now my camera might be showing it on this side, but it's my right eye. My right eye, it caught the cigarette. Effectively gluing my eyelid shut, and had to go to the hospital. Wasn't fun. Still remember the pain. Wasn't fun. Was not fun. And that resulted in me having to go for a lifetime of wearing glasses because it's taken some time, but it has severely affected my eyesight in my right eye to a point where I can barely see out of my right eye. So I wear glasses to help with that because I also have not full vision in my left eye either. My left eye is also not perfect. But that's because I have autism, as though my eyes are not built properly anyway, and I have a very bad stigmatism in both eyes. This one, my right eye, more so than the other because of the cigarette burn. But my eye doctor predicts that one day I'll lose all vision in my right eye, but he's quite certain that I'll keep my vision as it stands in my left eye. So, yeah, I've got that going for me, and that's why sometimes you might see me look a little different with my eyes, or you might see me look a little off camera. Then quickly go back to camera because I try and focus my eyes on my camera at all times on my computer and on my phone so I can look more professional. But sometimes I kind of lose track of where the camera is actually at because again I'm going on my sight out of one eye where I have like 20% vision in the other eye, with the other eye, my good eye, having 80% vision. So I do what I can. And to some people it might depress them, but to me it doesn't. I'm used to it. I've grown to accept it. It works for me. It's something I can actually joke about. I got a wonky eye. I might as well be a pirate. I mean, I do got the hat. I do got the hook hand, so I might as well be a pirate. But again, I like making these types of videos so that way you all get to know me a lot better. I like to be as honest as I can with people that are subscribed to my channel. I feel that you all deserve the right to know how honest I can be, you know. Just what has happened to me in my life, what I go through. Aside from me also fighting depression for a brief period of time, it was like 2 years. I fought a bit of a bad thing of depression as well, which YouTube really helped out with. YouTube and my creativity really helped combat my depression. Better than any therapist has ever helped me with. Not that I'm knocking therapy. Therapy is really good. I do see a therapist on occasion when I need someone to talk to. But YouTube has helped me be more creative because I'm also a very outspoken person. So people in my family always figured, well, I could be a news reporter. I could be a journalist because I'm very outspoken. I don't want to be a journalist. Journalism is dead. And they're too controversial, no matter which side they take. And I've always been sarcastic. I've been very hyperactive. Oh no, I've been an asshole, but in a good way. So I always thought I could be a comedian, you know, a very bad comedian, but a comedian nonetheless. And on the occasion, a very subpar actor. Because I'm a very creative person. I have a very bouncy personality. Look at the bouncy. Oh my, did I just say that? Yes, I did. But, that's just who I am. I've always felt myself to be as a comedian, not anyone who wants to be in journalism. I mean, just because I took some creative writing classes in school doesn't mean I want to be a journalist. It's just because I like writing poetry. And short stories, by the way. But being in those creative writing classes also helped me because they helped me write my own scripts for my videos. My short films are really the only thing I write scripts for. Everything else, all my comedy skits, and the funny things that I do in reaction videos and such, they're all ad-lib. I come up with them on the spot. Anytime you see me do a comedy skit or anything like that, it's just ad-lib. Even my 2 T-Series diss tracks were ad-lib. Coming up with the words on the spot. The only time I ever use a script is on a short film, because a short film is a bigger project. Even though they're between 2 and 20 minutes long, they're still a bigger project than a comedy skit. Because you gotta have characters, you gotta have plot, you gotta have a reason for this to happen. So again, a script really comes in handy for that. But I got a photographic memory, so it doesn't take long for me to memorize my lines on a page. Yeah, that's why I wear glasses. I have an eye that had met a tragic end with a cigarette. Maybe that's why I don't smoke. Well, that and because cigarette smoke makes me gag. I can't stand cigarettes. The smell just makes me choke. And it also could be because it murderized my eye. But that was kind of my fault. I never blamed my great-grandma on my grandfather's side. I never blamed his mother for that. Because, again, it was my fault. She was elderly. She was an elderly lady. I was a very energetic, hyperactive 5 or 6-year-old child. I should have been jumping on her in the first place. You shouldn't be jumping on people no matter what, because you could really hurt them. Especially if they're older, you could really hurt them. So I never blamed her. I always knew it was my fault. It was my mistake. It was my bad. That I kind of was asking for that. To jump on someone who's very skittish and old, who was holding a cigarette. Catastrophe was bound to happen. But that's also why I have to keep these on. Because if I don't have these on, I can't see very well. And that's why when you see me do videos without my glasses on, like some of my reactions on here, I do them without my glasses. Then I have to squint sometimes so I can see what I'm looking at, so I can get a clearer picture of what's happening. Otherwise, I don't know what all I'm seeing. But it has not really hindered my ability to do things. Aside from being in school, I had to sit in the front row so I could see what the teacher was writing. Because in elementary school, they used to put me in the back row. I never got to do my work because I couldn't see a darn thing that the teacher was writing. She was like, "All right, class, I need you to read what's on the board." I'm back to, even with my glasses, I'm back to like. I didn't get very good grades for a couple of years in elementary school because the teachers didn't know to put me in the front row because I couldn't see a thing they were writing. It was all chicken scratch. It wasn't until my grades finally started to slip at one point where they finally said, "Mikey, can you see what we're writing?" I'm like, "No, I can't see. I got a bad eye. Can you put me closer to the board?" So yeah, you have that. And you also can see that it doesn't really bother me all that much. If at all. So, I mean, the only time it comes in bad is if I'm walking outside at night to do things, like taking out the garbage or walking home late from a friend's house or something. Then, yeah, I can't see that well. But I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Cheers.